There you go.
Well, good morning and welcome down here on the beach in Paignton, Devon, where it's a lovely sunrise, and we are here.
We are here.
There we go. We weren't sure where we are there for a second, but it's 10 to 7 in the morning, and of course that means
SUP 12! We can't wait. Good morning, everybody. We are here, as you say, in sunny Paignton. We've got the sunrise coming up, and we are here for one of the best events in the UK, in the world, inspired by Last Paddler Standing, and it is the infamous now, because it's in its third year, SUP 12 and baby brother SUP 6 starting at 1 o'clock. So
exactly, for the first time today, SUP 6 starting at 1. But this is a fantastic format, one that we've really enjoyed over the last this is the third year, the last 2 years. And ahead of us, we've got 12 hours of streaming content as we cover all of the paddlers and they get ready for the off. Yeah. So, should we just have a bit of a walk, a pit walk down there if we can?
We will, because I think they're just having a bit of a mini briefing. So let's go and have a wander.
Okay, so we're going through the Oscar propulsion tent. More on them a little bit later. Here's Anthony here with a quick refuelling move of the day. A couple of power breakfasts there. And we got the briefing.
All I say with that though is you can't stop people coming through the beach, so just be wary of other people. The day will start off nice and bright, will get a bit duller, so that will stop a lot of the beach users that we had masses of yesterday. But of course, through the two rest tube buoys, the triangles, through the second two rest tube buoys, and then you turn left. So we're going in a clockwise direction, and you're heading straight to the orange buoy that you can see in the distance, and you go straight there. That's the big orange buoy. Turn on the buoy, and then you can use the yellow buoy that you can see that's not quite underneath the sun but in the distance. The yellow buoy that's beyond the triangle buoys. Then you can just see the other side of the pier. Another orange buoy. So your orange buoys are your turn buoys, your yellow ones are your passing buoys. You then come back to the gated triangles, through the gate, and the far rest tube flag is the in. And these near rest tube flags are the out. So obviously, you must come in the in and go at the out. That is your timing. For safety, we obviously then know that you're in nice and safe, but for your lap timing, that's where it obviously gets clicked. When you're here, you can stay for as long as you like. So at some point, somebody will get fish and chips, and that means half of you will go, oh no, I want to stay in. But that's the whole point of SUP 12. You do what you feel comfortable with, and we absolutely celebrate that. Just a couple of safety points out there. Please don't paddle through the pier. It's cool, it's easy, do it tomorrow, but for this, please don't do today. If for any reason you need to go on your knees, perfectly fine. But you then can't podium if you paddle on your knees and go forward. So paddling knees fine, but you can't podium if you do. If you want to just sit and have a rest, that's perfectly fine as well. But if you need help, turn your paddle up, give it a wave. We've got spotters at different points that will see that if the boats haven't. We've got 2 boats out there. That boat will then come and just check you're alright. For whatever reason. If there's a problem and you think, you know what, I'm just coming in, then come in on your nearest point. But tell us first. So if you come in on the beach down there and we don't know, for some reason our spotters haven't seen, that will obviously cause us a problem, and we'll be searching for you. So just communicate with us if you can. If you can't, just so you know we've got full medic provision with an ambulance that can actually take you to ambulance. We're not waiting for 12 hours for an ambulance to come here. That's all there. So if you're not feeling too bright, come and have a chat, sit down, and they'll help you out for whatever reason. 12 hours is a long time. If you're pushing yourself, you might feel things you don't normally feel. If you're feeling a bit not quite right, just take a seat. Hopefully your area here accommodates you nicely. Everyone got enough space? And that should be it. So is there any general questions? In that case,
Hang on one sec.
Simon.
Have we all got a timing chip, sorry? Please look at your ankles, because you'll be shouting at me if you don't have lap times, right? You don't have a timing chip in, no times. Don't go over the mats, no times.
There we go.
Wow.
So
Short and sweet with that. Good morning, Lee. How are you?
we've got Bruce on there as well.
Good morning, Bruce.
Lots of people here that we'd normally expect to be seeing down here and who can't join us for whatever reason.
Yep.
But we're thinking of you, and yeah, it's about to get very, very
Okay, are we ready to
real.
rumble?
Yep, Dawn, thank you very much for checking in. We shall hope to bring all the action to you very, very soon. There's a few hugs going on, few nervous faces. It's a big deal, isn't it? Paddling off, knowing that you potentially will be paddling for 12 hours.
It really is, and a lot of the people that we've been speaking to over the last day or so have been the newer paddlers, the people for whom this is their first race.
Yeah.
And it is quite amazing that they come down and their first race is a race like this, because 12 hours, and as Brendon said there, is not insignificant. So really it's just a question of people understanding their body and stopping when they need to, taking on board nutrition and hydration when they need to, and then cracking on from there. But
and we've got our 6 red paddlers who Red Equipment have in effect sponsored these paddlers. They have never paddled in a race or an event before, so we've got 6 of them. They've had a good lesson with Brendon in the week, just to give them a heads up about paddling on the ocean, and they're here on some beautiful new 12'6" boards. They've got the fin, the leash, all the safety equipment, PFDs from Red, and they are off on what will be quite a big adventure of their lives. There are 3 of them doing SUP 12 and 3 of them doing SUP 6. So we wish those particular 6, we wish everybody well, but we wish those 6 lots of fun, and they'll have some huge stories to tell at the end of the day. And really thank you so much to Red for getting those people on the water. This is what we need, isn't it, to encourage people to have a go at something out of their comfort zone, which this will be.
Exactly, and they're free red caps all round, but yeah, it's all about bringing those new paddlers into racing, just diversifying, and we've got a few influencers, people who are recognisable, I guess, to us, who are giving it a go for the first time. So we'll be giving them specific love today and finding out what their experience is like.
Yes, I'm only wanting to interrupt you because I just want to show something as Bruce is watching. Sorry, it's pressing the right button. So if you just pan down to this t-shirt here, this one here.
Yeah, we've got one more lap.
So that Bruce is for you, my darling. So that is the mantra for Bruce doing Last Paddler Standing in Florida. And these guys are from Northern SUP. Hi everybody, say hi. Bruce is watching. Oh, sweet, look at that.
2 minutes.
Brilliant. Good luck, guys.
Yeah, good luck.
Oh, and who is, what's your name, sir? Simon. Simon, yes. Bruce, wished you well, basically. He sent me a message.
Rather than wishing you badly, which would be...
He wished you.
I'm not being the forefront like you would be to do, but I'll...
Yeah, well, have fun. Yeah. Have fun, guys.
Right.
They've even got a dog one more lap.
I know. It's fantastic. Good. Right. Okay.
Step.
Let's do a bit of a pit walk here. We'll wander down, see everyone getting in position. So,
Susanna here.
Yes.
Good luck, Susanna.
good luck, Susanna. Come on.
All right.
There we go.
Nice rocking this. Hey, Simon.
Wow. Yeah. Well, let us know when it arrives. Yeah.
Feeling? Good. Yeah? Good. We'll let you get on. Thank you. Let's go. Good luck.
So here we go. Everyone in position. We've got David Partridge down there.
And we've got the timing people here. Yeah, what's my time? So
Yeah. So
they are pivotal in getting those numbers, those laps, those scores. Look at these guys. Good luck, everybody. Good luck, Dave.
good luck, Darren,
Good luck.
for what you're about to receive. Right.
So here we go. Probably a minute to go, and we've got about 100 paddlers here today. There should have been, nearly 200. Oh, and they're off.
and
there
they're
we
off.
go. This is the lovely thing about SUP 12, and you have got immediately out the front there Paul Simmons. Let's just take this from you, Simon. We've got Paul Simmons on the right, and he's shot out, so they've got to go through those yellow boys, and we will be watching for Tanya Ecker, who was the winner of last year's, and Paul is 10 metres in front of everybody else. He will be on a mission, definitely, to keep his record from last year.
Exactly. He, I mean, it's a tough old race, this one, and Paul was fantastic last year. He ran through every transition. He was just an absolute machine. So it looks like he's taken off. I did speak to him a couple of weeks ago, and he said that he was feeling in much better form. He'd been ill ahead of the previous competition, so he wasn't that great. But the teams are setting off. So
off they go.
Off they go.
So there's a slight swell here today, and you've got a bit of wind fetch on the water. You've got a few paddlers on the right there just waiting to get in. They're not rushing, and I guess that's because they don't want to be caught up in all that chop from the other paddlers, so they're just taking their time. That's the beauty of this race, is you do not need to rush onto the water as soon as that whistle goes. But what a Simon, look at that, just pan round. What a beautiful morning here in Paignton. We've been absolutely blessed this weekend with the weather, and that just will make this event. But again, look at that lead that Paul Simmons has got already. He is, 10 board lengths, 15 board lengths ahead of everybody else. That's incredible already. So he will be on a mission, and on a mission probably to smash his last record. He said he's not been paddling, not done too much paddling, but he's doing a lot of other things like foiling, surfing. So he's fit, but he just felt that he needed to just paddle, so that's probably why he's out there paddling like that and getting those strokes in. So absolute champion.
Absolutely. And last year he did, I think, 33 laps. It was something quite amazing, and Bruce chased him all the way there. And I'm not sure who from the men's side. I mean, we've got some pretty good competitors out there, but I'm not sure who's gonna chase him.
Yeah, and we've got this young lady who's just at the end. She's just started her race. is Lizzie James, and that is Magic Beans to all of you who follow her on Instagram. And she is one of our Red 6. We're going to call them the Red 6 today. So she's got a really lovely board under her feet there, and she's a good paddler. She paddles out in the ocean quite a lot, but she's never done an event. And she talked to me about doing this event last year, actually, Simon.
Yeah.
And then this year as well, and I was encouraging her. And then as soon as I saw this opportunity with Red, I just thought, hey, you've got to do it. So she jumped at it, so good for her. We've got another lady here starting on the starboard. But yeah, it's great that you can just start. I'm saying a lady, I'm not sure. But that paddler there is starting, and they're going to, off
give
they
it
go.
give it a good go. So there we go. So basically, so should we get down to brass tacks about what you're actually watching? So if you've stumbled on this, we've got 12 hours ahead of us of coverage of this really exciting race, which is based on the principles of Last Paddler Standing, a US race, and one that inspired Brendon to come back and start this long format ultra type race. And essentially we've got 12 hours, and in essence it's how many laps can you do in 12 hours. It's 3.5 kilometre loops. Let's should we turn around and have fantastic backdrop. So we've got as many laps. I think that the biggest total is 33. I think we will check on that. It's certainly early 30s last year, and that was by Paul. And it's a real tactical game to stay in the game for the entire 12 hours.
Yeah, and the loop is 3.5 kilometres. So today it should stay at that. Last year we had some year one we had some changes because of the weather. It was quite tricky conditions and the buoys were moving, so the laps were changing. This should be set in stone for 12 hours because of the amazing conditions we've got here today. So 3.5 loops, and once they've paddled that loop, and there is a course, they will come back down to the beach, and we will show you where they come off. So the far Rescue flag, and we again like to thank Rescue. They are the safety cover for the event. They have been on board with this event for 3 years, and the paddlers have to come off there. There's a timing mat and up the stairs, and then this is all their station. So this runs along the whole promenade. You've got seats, you've got cool boxes, you've got water, you'll have odd things like boiled potatoes or boiled sweets. I mean, the amazing amount of food that people use to keep themselves hydrated and fed.
Up. It's amazing.
For these 12 hours is amazing. It's a very personal thing. So those food things will have been tested over the last few weeks to make sure that they're not having anything that doesn't suit their body. And then they have to go back down the stairs on the other side and over the mat again, so that then logs their time and off they go again. So, and again, as Simon said, they can stop here. I mean, there were people last year stopping for a pasta lunch and just enjoying the whole experience.
I know, exactly.
Yeah. So we've got a couple of young men in front of us who would be really good to talk to.
Do you want to go in front of the camera?
Yeah. So I'm here with the head honcho, Brendon Prince. If you don't know who he is, please find out, because you should. And also with Will Keatley, who is one of our best UK paddlers, who's been paddling internationally and in the UK. And you've had some very good success recently, Will. Will you talk to us about that?
Yeah, I've had a good 2 weekends, but unfortunately I'm not racing this weekend. But the last 2 weekends have been really good.
So you won the first of the GB SUP National Series in Oxford, and you won the Head of the Dart. Now the Head of the Dart, again, if you don't know what it is an iconic race in the UK. 300 paddlers from Dartmouth to Totnes. This year it was a there and back, wasn't it? Because again of the weather, it was very, very headwindy.
Yeah, it was pretty windy.
But you won that over Hector by a board length. So very close race, but that is a really good race to have on your belt as a winner. congratulations. Well done. And
We
what's your...
were just chatting about this race with Will. It's obviously such a different race, 12 hours. Will wouldn't know how to contain himself, and it would ruin his training for the next month. Coming and smashing this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd love to do it, but I wouldn't know how to tackle it.
Maybe when you're older.
In a few years, I'll definitely do it.
Plenty of time.
Lots of years. What's your plan for the current season, Will? Because you've been away abroad, haven't you? What have you been doing abroad?
I went training with Christian Anderson for a month and a half, and then we went to India for a race for the first race of the year. And yeah, we did pretty good there. We came second and I came fourth.
Brilliant.
And
he's such a lovely, lovely young man.
Yeah.
He's so much fun, isn't he?
Yeah, it's so nice.
Again, at the top of his game. So,
Yeah.
and I think paddling with international paddlers and different paddlers moving from the UK, you must have found that your skills and your paddling is up to level. Like, talk to Blue about this.
Yeah.
About you need to escape the country,
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
and go and go and almost be humbled by Europe and
Yeah.
paddlers out there, and then just learn very quickly and just get better. Do you think that's true?
Yeah, it definitely takes your paddling to the next level.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really helps.
Well, we wish you the best of luck with you, following you. And are you going to Europe this year to?
Yeah, I will have some Euro
Some races out there.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, good luck.
Nice, thank you.
Brendan.
Hi, how are you doing?
Well, we're doing well. How are you doing?
Well, my
You must
favourite part of the race is that. So I get 12 hours to just sit and ask. Too nice.
Hardly. I think you might be doing some
Probably
planning with
doing
other
a bit.
things.
Yeah.
But 100 paddlers?
I don't know the last figure, actually.
It's
There's
around.
still a few boards up there, so people haven't even got up yet.
Well,
Whether-
yeah,
for whatever reason.
they're either in a team of 4 or they're coming for something 6.
Or they just haven't had their alarm.
Or like that gentleman
Yeah, it was a bit stressful, wasn't it? Just
running down at 10 to 7 saying, my alarm. But what beautiful conditions.
Yeah, perfect. We've had 5, 6 foot waves here for the last two or so weeks. We always knew that weather window was going to break for us. It's just whether in what way it was. But it turned out, as we'd expect, classic Riviera conditions.
Well, it is utterly beautiful, and who would you like to thank? You know, we've got a whole list of people to thank on your behalf, but there must be some people who really make this event happen.
Well, it's the team, really. The team. I couldn't do it without the team. So the team that we're trying to establish with every event we do is going to be that core team for the World Cup.
Brilliant.
So it's all about getting everything right for them and trying different things out. And some of those things will be so subtle you won't even notice from a bystander's point of view or competitor's point of view. But it's really important to try those different things in the different locations. You know, the master plan of putting SUP 12, talking North Sands here is because trying different locations for different aspects of that World Cup. You know, 'cause you don't really know how something, an event's going to function in that location until you've done something there. And putting 100 odd paddlers in this location, it's highlighted a few things you think that needs to be done, and you didn't think that's a big problem, just work that through, and that's the master plan of the last few years. Really.
Well, it's working, and this is another great location. And I have to say, for us as media people, we can see them at Broadsands. They just
Tip out the way.
went round the corner, didn't they? Which was sort of exciting. But here we can see them all, and we've got great viewing spots for the photographers, and off the pier, some of those shots are going to be excellent. Do you have some drone shots today as well?
Yeah, drones come in later, so that just adds to the whole
Oh, it does. It makes it very sexy, doesn't it? I do love the
And you
drone
can see the crystal clear water, but it's been churned up a bit, so not so crystal clear.
with those waves. But you've got some fabulous hotels around this location, haven't you? I mean, we've stayed in all of them now over 3 years, and they really are.
Yeah, and that's the real benefit. And again, that master plan of bringing the World Cup here, the hospitality, the back beach is phenomenal. It's a case of everybody's needs, from campers to static caravans people staying in, through to Airbnbs, B&Bs, and obviously then the big nickel hotels. Everything's in place for people, and most of those are within boardwalking distance of this particular location.
Yeah, I mean this location seems to lend itself very, very well. We've got a hotel just there, we've got others here, we've got a fairground. I know that some of the paddlers have been on the horsey rides yesterday, having some fun. So it's very much, you know, it is being brought into the 20-whatever century, but it's very much seaside vibes, isn't it? Candy Blossom, the pier, and you know, which is actually what we love. But it's up in its game, it's stepping up. It has to. The hospitality side has to do that, but it's still got that essential.
It's exactly that, bringing in the vibe of like the Torbay is a big bay, but each location tends to have a different vibe and cater for a different type of tourist. And it's the Paignton vibe. It's very much, you know, families enjoying the beach. It's a great beach here, and you get surf one end or just big open sand and we won. This beach actually won the world sandcastle building competition about 10 years ago.
Who knew?
The quality of the sand to make 3-tier castles, which apparently is a fundamental.
Well, we all know
It's
this.
really good. It's really good. So you know, it has all those qualities, and it's just lovely from my point of view, developing the destinations and bringing it to different places and to celebrate people for what they do best.
Yeah, and can we fast forward to June next year, the ICF SUP World Cup? I mean, the announcement was so exciting for, you know, for everybody, but for us three, you know, jumping up and down. But for you, you must, you know, the hard work that goes into just trying to get that off the ground, applying, all those things that people just don't see.
It is massive.
It's immense, isn't it? You've learned a lot, I'm guessing, from that.
What you think it would be, what it turns into. I think if you knew, you might not even start the process.
As you said yesterday, be careful what you wish for.
Careful what you wish for. You know, once you're in it, you're in it. So you're in that channel, it's all good. But it's big. It's big. And also, we're trying to make it bigger than what actually the ICF want and how the UK wants. So we're trying to make it even bigger because aspirations to do bigger, better things. So it's all about turning it into something really special. And we've got the option of multi-locations for the different disciplines. It's going to be a festival, the Super Champs Festival, a Super Festival of the Ocean with the ICF in it. So there's going to be loads of stuff with, of course, the polo, through to fun events. It's the knockout on the water. So lots of things over the course of the week that people can just come and enjoy and be part of, as well as watching the elite paddlers do their thing.
Yeah, I mean, the more there is at an event, the more it makes people want to go there because it's value for money, isn't it? It's value-added stuff.
It is, and that includes all the backbeat stuff, whether it be open cinema night through to a ball, and lots of just cool stuff that people just be involved with. Yeah. So put it in your calendar now, 24th to 28th, probably 23rd to 29th. So put it in your calendar now. Come to the English Riviera because it's going to be a spectacle that week.
It absolutely is. We cannot wait. We are so excited. And having gone to some world, you know, I've been to the World twice. I've been to 4 of them. You know, ISA and ICF, into Poland, France, Florida, where else? And been to Italy for just a world ranking event that just happened last weekend. And they are amazing. And you know, they are worthy, and you are definitely worthy of putting on a spectacle. And I think for the UK scene, SUP racing scene especially, it is massive. And I thank you for all your hard work and actually getting it off the ground. I mean, Will, you come back in. You must be excited about that news, mustn't you, as a young racer?
Yeah, it's nice to have some home, like some big races at home because there hasn't been one for a while. I think the last one was Harvest Bay, Euro Tour,
and that was a long
like
time ago.
2017.
No,
2050.
A long time ago.
I don't know. I've just seen like videos and photos and heard paddlers say they've driven through Devon.
Down to a beautiful little Harvest Bay, and that you know, that's not an easy spot to have a European event. Because it's tiny and driving down that little road is amazing. So
especially
you've got
with the tourists.
many more options here for space and as you say, you've got all these beaches. Thank you very much, Will, for that.
And just on that as well, when we have that event, you know, the pinnacle of holding a World Cup in the UK, we've got these guys and girls winning it. That's what we want to happen. So
Of course, on
you
your
know,
home turf.
celebrate
and,
that.
And paddlers and athletes do well on home turf, don't they? You know, we found that from the Olympics and things like that. You know, when you have it in your home country, you've got up their game and you've got that back.
Well, you're South Devon boy, so
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, no pressure.
Me and Blue both live pretty close to
Yeah.
Leicester, yeah. And Hector's not miles away either.
Brilliant. So,
It's nice and local.
Absolutely.
well, we'll back and forth later.
Yeah, cool.
See how it's going. And we've got the
Enjoy your
SUP,
day.
thanks very much. And we've got the SUP 6s going off at and we've given a big shout out to Red Equipment for their support of this event.
Yeah, they've been brilliant this year.
And for those 6
Brilliant.
paddlers who've gone out this morning quite
A
tentatively.
little bit nervous, some of them.
Yeah, but you know, 1 or 2 laps under their belt, and I think they'll be loving it. And the joy of this event is they can stop and take a break and have a chat with someone if they're a little bit worried about something. You know, get some technique on their paddle stroke. You know, it's a crazy event.
And understanding that, and that's the beauty of it, and why I came up with the 12 hours. Is so they experience so the amount of paddlers who are doing this who've never been to see, just want to experience how it changes through the course of the day, because we do get a little bit of flow. It's only about half a knot. That does affect the surface of it. The fact that the tide's going to go out through the course
quite
of the day.
a long way actually, isn't it?
I mean, it's high tide at the start, out or then high tide at the end, and that will affect the race. And just understanding all those things is a big part of the experience.
Yeah, they will learn a lot. Anybody, and they have, as you say, there are people here who've never paddled on the ocean before, which I find truly amazing.
It is, and
fair play
you know,
to them.
yeah, bold. That's
Yeah.
bold. Never done that before, but they're out there doing it, and I just love that type of thing.
Yeah, and they will learn so much today, and they will be up for anything. We spoke to Suzanne Patterson as well, Susanna Sups, and she is here raising money for Above Water. Let's talk about that in a minute. But she was saying that she suddenly, from being a sort of 5 to 7k paddler regularly, you know, lots of paddling, down in sort of Bournemouth and Christchurch, suddenly she's quite enjoying the endurance and 20 to 25k, you know, a couple of times a week. It's like, oh, you know, that's great, isn't it? Because that's changed her perception. She probably never thought that she would, but because she had the opportunity to join this event and raise money for Above Water. And can you just quickly tell us what Above Water is as well?
So Above Water is the Water Safety and Education charity. So what we do is we fill that gap for schools who, as part of the national curriculum, they have to provide the swimming and the water safety, but often that is missed or left off for a whole load of reasons that we won't go into. But it's about then obviously getting those children to understand what water safety is for themselves personally, but also how to influence and rescue others. And that has a big impact on their ability to be able to enjoy the water, because we want to massively promote that. So this is on our doorstep. We're an island nation, and we are only just scratching the surface of being able to use both this and in that waterway. But giving these children the tools to be able to do that.
Brilliant. Well, we will catch up with you later.
Well, before you disappear, so a few comments coming in. So Lee Boxall of this parish, and she can't she can't join us today, but she said Torbay is so grateful, Brendon. Love your vision for the future of the bay. The legacy it will leave is immense.
That's very kind of you, Lee.
Giving you good stuff. That's lovely, Lee. Thank you so much. We're going to leave it here because we've got our first paddler coming in. So lap 1 almost down. So thank you so much, Brendon. Catch you later. Well done. So, who's this then, Simon? Who do we think this is?
Well, it can be a field of possibility of one. Paul did a fantastic job last year, and I mean, there's a phenomenal separation between him and the rest of the team. This will also be a bit of a test for the board butlers, because there's a little bit of chop there. Happily, the tide has retreated a little bit from the wall here, so but
let's move out of his way. Let's just move back a little bit, Simon, so he's got a bit of a gap.
So we get off.
Yeah, off the blue, off the blue.
Well done, Paul. That's
That is incredible, because he is so far ahead of paddler number 2. Good job, Paul. So we've got our lovely board butlers. We've got Carl Hobbs here. We've got Rue, Brendon's son, and I think, yep, the two boys are here. Brendon's boys. They will be getting their yellow sweaters on. But we've got Carl Hobbs here and Paul Simmons straight back out on the water. And let's see who this is coming in. Oh, I think this is Will's friend. So.
He's had 4 hours sleep.
Okay.
Got in at 12:30 last night.
4 hours sleep. Let's check his number and see who this is.
Let's get out there.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so Santa Ana he's from.
Yes, so that is Carlo Arias. So well done, Tim. And he's quite close to Paul.
He's
I mean,
pretty close.
He's closer than many others, so well done! Woo-hoo!
He has 15 bananas at his station.
15
Okay,
bananas.
so
we
15
will
bananas,
we will
that
count
sounds-
those down.
Sounds like 1 hour plus. Got some good intel coming here from the SUP 12 team.
Exactly.
Who are utterly brilliant. So there he goes, off again, and gosh, 150 metres behind Paul, but he is paddling hard.
Yeah, the pace that he came in there. I mean, I'm not sure
Pretty
whether he
cute.
caught a bump, but that was pretty impressive. So yeah, worth keeping an eye on that competition as we go.
We've just had a little heads up that he started late because he was running late. He started late. Okay.
That is quite amazing. Yeah. So hence Paul running through there at rate of knots.
Wow. So the sun is still coming up and it's warming up amazingly. We've got young Craig Sawyer watching.
Yes,
and Emma Adams.
Craig.
We'll try and give you all a shout out, but we miss you here, Craig.
We certainly do. And just as a bit of a challenge for all of our viewers today, we've informally launched something which I'm calling Orange Squadron in mark of SUPjunkie. If you do watch us for the entire 12 hours or for a good proportion, it will have proved your endurance chops as well. So we've got obviously these people who are on the water doing their thing, which is phenomenal. We've got us doing our coverage, which is slightly less phenomenal. And then if you join us during the coverage, then you can join the elite squadron of viewers, and we might even supply you with a medal for your contribution if you help us.
I think a medal or and a few prizes maybe. We've got Tanya Ecker coming in first for the ladies as well. So Tanya won last year. She won the SUP 11 Cities non-stop. She is an incredible athlete, and she also does things like the ICF. She does the 10k races. Well done, Tanya. Good job. So there she goes. Last year I was so impressed with her station. So on one of these metal barriers, she. Oh, Dave Scott! Wow! Woohoo! Well done. So that is Gavin, and I do believe I've been given his Garmin tracker.
Yeah.
So we can look at that, and this is Dave Scott. Now this is really lovely to see.
Well done, Dave.
My buddy.
So lap 1, Dave Scott. Well done. Oh, someone had to have the number. Well done, 69. So
It's a classic.
So that's Kieran, and the gentleman before was Dave Scott, and he's had about 3 years off the water, so not off the water, but not competing, and he absolutely loves paddleboarding, and he really, to see him up at the front is really lovely. This is Paul Trey coming in, and that is a brand new board. Tanya Ecker brought it over for him yesterday, so we literally got it out about 6 o'clock last night and got it on the water. So, woohoo! Well done, good job.
So they're starting to come in now.
Is Eric,
Eric.
the ninja.
Yeah, the River Ninja, Eric, he's a huge favourite, multi-sport expert, martial artist, and just fantastic for morale at any stage.
And this gentleman is Jens Hultqvist.
Well done, Jens.
Well done. Oh, of course.
Hey,
well done,
good
Eric.
to see you.
One more lap.
One more lap.
And then we've got Chris here. Well done, Chris. Good job. So Chris McDonald is a newly sponsored red equipment ambassador. So congratulations to him. He's a great ambassador for our sport. He teaches in Saudi. He goes and teaches the kids. Does a huge amount. He's got so much under the radar. He's very quiet. Takes a little while to get to know him, but when you get to know him, you just realise the skill he has on the water. You've interviewed him, haven't you?
Well, yeah, I've interviewed him a couple of times, and he's particularly effective at SUP Polo, we discovered back in the Super Championship. He was part of my team, and thank goodness, because my sort of my skills are somewhat lacking. I need to work on those for the next. If I get invited back,
I think you will be. You did really well, just for the fun factor.
Well, exactly. I was a sort of midfield blocker rather than having any great subtlety. Although that's no different to my rugby and football time. But no, it was fantastic fun. Lee, Gavin.
Come on.
Yeah, I don't know whether I can produce a reel without your trademark shaka. You might have to send it to me by video, and I'll include it that way. But great to have you on here. We've got. We've got.
You're right. No, but you just stopped. Guys, lap one, and we stopped.
We're doing a relay.
Of course you are. I'd forgotten.
So Kevlar
Has gone.
is gone.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Not only can you join this event as an individual, you can join it as a team, a two-person team. You can do a relay, and you're in a four-person relay team. So you took that one.
Yes, Kev was meant to go first, but he was having some issues parking this
Oh,
morning.
okay, it's got quite a big bag.
It was a bit late.
So the joy of that is you can go in whichever order. You can paddle. You can actually now kiss a pin and just say that you've done SUP 12. Don't have to do anymore.
See you, teamies. Bye.
But you know, little or as often, as much as you like. So talk me through your team, Sarah.
Me, Kevin Jackson, races a lot. Sarah Marshall, races a bit, but really good. And then we've got a slightly newbie, Gareth. Okay. So we put Tristan into team as well.
Never trust us.
So yeah, he's kind of
Didn't tell him it was on the sea. Did you tell him
He's
it
a
was
big
on the
kite
river?
surfer. I was like, do you want to take part in the race? We did his really brilliant. It's like, oh, by the way, it's 12 hours and it's on the sea. He's like, oh, I'm in now.
If he's used to the sea, that is, he can't wait there.
Yeah.
You said he's a good paddler.
He's a good paddler and he's a good kite surfer, so he'll understand this. But it is a bit challenging because as you go out there, there's a little bit of a reef halfway, so you get a little bit of pulling on. But he's bouncing back off the cliffs.
Even though you're what? What are you?
300 yards to the cliff.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, you're quite far out.
But still.
You seem to be getting wave both directions, so it is a little bit challenging at the moment.
Okay, so we will. And people love being on the ocean.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. I mean, conditions could be a lot worse. We've had portions come in about 200 metres in front of the first guy. Such a lot of gravel. And we've got the guy, Carlo, who's here before. He's in second place time, he's in first. But does it feel nice for you this time doing it as a team? You've done it twice now as an individual, haven't
Done
you?
it twice as an individual, which is brilliant, but I just thought this time I fancy doing it as a team, and it's really good fun. Because honestly, the thing I was most worried about was actually waking up this morning.
Yeah.
Not like
didn't.
doing paddling.
It wouldn't have mattered if you didn't. Because
That's
you
true.
just stepped in, so that's the joy.
Exactly.
Cool.
I'm going to have my cup of tea now.
You go and have your cup of tea and have a little rest. So are you going to literally take it in 1, 2, 3, 4? Or you just...
I don't know, we're all doing a lap each, get our kind of, and then we might do, you know, you feel like you're only just getting used to conditions after that. You might want to do 2 or 3, so we'll see how it goes. And you guys.
See you later.
Okay, so they're coming ashore in bulk now.
Gosh, they really are.
It's it's getting that sort of dismount in an effective way. There's some people who are very adept at the dismounting. There are some less elegant dismounts, but we've got the odd little
Well done, Emily.
little wave going on.
Now, here's a great name. This gentleman in with a red top, Zach Wharton. Hi, Zach. So Zach Wharton is a huge part of the UK SUP racing scene. He has been racing for, I would probably think, about 15 years. He's with Base Up, big part of that crew. Good luck, Glyn. Have fun. So Zach is, he had a bit of a break from racing, but he's come back and he just picks and chooses the odd one that he wants to do, and he's, as I say, he's part of our UK SUP history. That's how I see Zach. And his daughter Georgia used to take photographs at events, and big part of our SUP history. So coming in thick and fast now.
They are, absolutely, all coming in as a group. We've got David here. David, again, well known to the SUP scene.
Well done, David. Good job.
A bit of wheeling there, has to be said. Lots of wheeling,
Yeah? Oh, okay.
Yeah, as you go out, it's fine. Going across, it's cross-chop all the way.
That's
So,
cool.
yeah.
Oh, gosh. You won't
Lots
be
of
up and
people
down.
on their knees, yeah.
Okay. Well,
But good fun.
yeah, good fun. Keep going.
I'm not a sea paddler.
One more lap.
I've got a feeling that one's not going to get old.
Yeah, good job. That was lovely, Julia Welch. So we'll look out for Chris watching from Australia. We hope that she'll be watching soon.
Yeah.
Supporting her teammate. They've both got a little necklace, whereas they've both got half each. It's very, very sweet.
We met Chris, didn't we, at the GB SUP event, didn't we, Avon? No, maybe I'm thinking.
Oh, I'm not
Elliot,
sure. She's been
yeah.
in Australia for a couple of years, so
Yeah.
she's there. So the board butler's doing a really good job. We've got 4 board butlers doing really well.
And this is the challenging part of the race, where we don't have much beach at all to deal with. Of course, we'll finish at high tide as well at 7 o'clock this afternoon. But they're doing a fantastic job. And
Here comes Jonathan Sherwin on his beautiful Infinity Ever Ready board, the one with the orange nose cone. So Dave at Infinity, Dave Bainey, is an absolute legend in producing cracking boards. Not only really good at what they're designed for, but also stunningly beautiful. I have just done a bit of a swapsy, so I've moved on from a dugout to a flat deck. And I'm very excited to try out my new board next week. But yeah, he's a bit of a legend, and Dave Bainey produces surfboards and has got a huge history over in the States, California. So
and they're increasing in popularity in the UK. You can see there are a few boards down here.
And different boards. Oh, we have got a pair. So we have got a couple of guys on a tandem board. So let's have a little look at their number and find out who they are.
Number 5. Is it 5?
Yeah.
So we were speaking to them last night. They've been out on one long training together. So
Okay, they're from Dimmock. So
yeah.
well done, guys. Well done.
Well done.
That's a bad idea.
Oh.
There we go. It's only the.
All right, Jonathan.
Oh dear, someone's been swimming.
Jonathan's been swimming, so he's on quite a skinny board. That Ever Ready.
There are quite a few swimmers, I think, in evidence, and that's just evidence of the conditions out there. Because although it doesn't look sort of too bad here,
It
there
never
is-
does it?
It doesn't.
When you're looking out to sea and you look and you think, well, that doesn't look too bad, and then it is. And as Sarah Perkins said, you've got that, the bounce back from the cliffs here, and the bounce back from the cliffs, and that is causing a few issues for some of these paddlers. So
yeah, so you've got the waves that are just sort of gently coming in, sort of straight on the beach here. So just as a bit of a recap in terms of the route, obviously people are coming up these stairs here right in the middle, and you can see Paignton Pier there in the background. We've got a couple of buoys there, or 4 buoys actually, which is the sort of entrance point. So you go through; those are your gateways through to the beach, both there, both out and back. Then the route follows there we go, all the way down here, and there is a buoy just on that very far side. But there is quite a bit of wash coming in because it's high tide. They're hitting the cliffs, they're hitting the beach protection and washing back the other way, which basically makes it paddling very difficult down that end. So you've got the waves coming from the outside of the bay, and you've got the waves coming back at you. So it is a little bit messy. And certainly from what people have told us, and also from what we've seen, people coming in a slightly bedraggled way, it's opportunity for a swim. The water at the moment down here, obviously it's the start of the season, so it's about 11 degrees. So it's not the same temperatures as you'd have in September after a whole season of lovely
right, let's
sun.
See, 86. This young man could be one of our good luck red paddler. Oh, hello. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, Jake.
Good. How'd you go?
Different, not only flat water. Yeah, that's
So
fine.
this is Matt, and we know each other through social media.
Yeah, yeah.
We've never met before, so hello. Matt is one of our Red Six, so you've been given the opportunity to try. How does the board feel?
It's different.
Okay.
It's shorter because I'm used to 14 foot.
Okay.
So
You're on a 12.6 now.
I'm on a 12.6 now, which isn't too bad because
I mean, I'm awake. My legs are.
not like really heavy.
Yep.
So now I've dropped the weight up better on that short board.
Yep.
But just getting used to the 12.
You've got 12 hours to go.
It's going to get hot, get wet.
Exactly. Well, enjoy your day.
Yes, Sarah.
Enjoy your day. Leanne, hi Pinky, how are you doing? Do you want to have a quick chat? So this is Leanne, and she is, where are you from, Leanne? Essex, and Leanne paddles a lot, obviously. Obsessed. Yes, obsessed. Her mileage on SUP My Race is insane, so well done for that. How was that one for you, Leanne?
Do you know what? I'm not feeling too hot. I feel like I'm getting sinusitis.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do now is get paracetamol. You know when you get sinusitis, you feel a bit dizzy? So on that first lap, as you saw people were falling in, well done to them, but I thought, do I want to fall in right this instant when I'm not feeling great? So tactics, I'm going to go and get paracetamol, get a coffee, get myself together and get back out there. But no, it's not too wild, it's Thursday night. There's some swell obviously, and where I paddle it's a Thames estuary, so we don't get, like the kind of swelling. But fun all the same.
Yeah, good. I think you're very wise, and the beauty of this race is you can stop, you can get yourself together and get out there and have a
100%.
good
And that's what I
time.
love about it. And to you guys watching, this is a great event for everybody. You don't have to be an advanced paddler. There's lots of beginners here today, and I just love the fact that people get out there, they give it a shot, and have some fun.
Yeah, you can
Thank
have
you.
fun and I hope you feel better after your drugs and your coffee.
So this is the really interesting thing about this race, because it absolutely is a marathon, not a sprint, and people really do need to gear their efforts and make sure that they are really looking after themselves. There's no sort of burying yourself here. Certainly after the first lap, you want to just get the sense of the environment, how things are going, and then just tailor nutrition accordingly.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, there'll be people. The odd. Are you one of our red paddlers?
Yes, I am.
You are. Hello. What's
Susie.
your name?
I'm Tony Warren.
Tony. So again, another red paddler who's been helped out by Red. You've got board. You've never done this kind of thing.
No, it's been fantastic. I'm a fair weather paddler, and I thought I was going to have to kneel there because everyone else was. But to say that, it's like a sort of podium. It's just
Awesome.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Not that I'm going to, but yeah.
Okay, we can spot you by your brand new piercings, but
No, red, the board is stunning. Really, really lovely. It's fantastic. And the paddle and everything. I wouldn't have done it if they hadn't have assisted that.
yeah, brilliant. That's good news. Thank you, Red Equipment. We love you.
Yeah,
Go on, off we go. Podium. So there you go. He's clearly quite competitive because immediately he's thinking, I haven't now, I can podium. So that's really, really exciting to see.
Well, you can tell that whenever anyone runs in the transition, and he was just running there.
He
so,
was, and I stopped him in his track, so,
yeah, so
hopefully he will podium. That would be great. But let's have a look who's watching. Lucy, hi Lucy. Thank you very much for watching. We're giving Red a huge amount of love today, and I don't know if you've watched anybody else who's been watching, Simon.
Well, Dawn has been there throughout, which leads me to think that Dawn is a potential first entrant to Orange Squadron, which is the working title of the teams of viewers who are able to watch us for the entire 12.
Yep. So yes, we have devised this mini competition within a competition that if you can prove to us that you've been watching for a long, long time. Hello. Hi.
Oh, hang on.
Come and have a chat. Come on.
No, I'm camera shy.
No, you're not. So I'm here with Lizzie, and she is, if you don't know her already, on social media, Magic Beans, with some great content and everything, and you are one of our great ambassadors.
Yes.
So you have never entered an event before, never entered a race.
Yeah.
We've talked about you coming to this. You and I talked about coming and doing this, and even this year you were sort of going, oh, I'm not sure, maybe I'll come on the day. And then suddenly this opportunity arose. It's almost like it's meant to be, isn't it?
I said I met Kate beside
You said that the last time I saw you, absolutely, and then suddenly you got the opportunity to apply and you were one of the lucky 66 days. So how was that one for you?
Okay. It's got a little bit tricky. Just kind of...
There's some coming up the cliffs, isn't
yeah,
it?
I was like, getting on my knees now, so it's cool off.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I think it's really tough, but that one was enjoyable.
Good.
The nerves are kind of dissipating as soon as I got on the water.
Well, you have to concentrate and get on with it, don't you, in a way?
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's a good way to get rid of those nerves, isn't it? Just concentrate on your concentrate on not falling off. And we saw you went off a little bit later, didn't you? Was that a plan, just to let everybody go?
Let the serious races go and not get in the way. So you just judge what everyone else is doing, and then at least I know which direction I need to have it. Follow everyone.
Yeah. Good. Well, we wish you the best of luck, and most importantly, just enjoy it. And here's someone thundering past. That can only be Paul Simmons. Laps him down. Off you go, Lizzie. All right. So that is incredible. We've just had Paul Simmons thunder past. Lap 2. There's his. I think that's his beaten up board there. But yeah,
much
incredible.
loved. So I guess the next is where his pursuer is, and
Carlo.
And that's a really quick transition.
That
actually.
is a really quick transition. I mean, you said this earlier, but Paul last year ran through every transition. I don't know when he ate or whether he ate, but he seems to be again on an absolute mission. We've got Anya watching. Hello, Anya. Paul David's watching. We have got Dawn. Let's just scroll back. Lucy. Sarah Lewis, hello Sarah, I hope you're enjoying your time in Cornwall and doing lots of writing, taking some lovely photographs. Dawn, Claire Palmer, Lee, you're there as well, so thank you very much. We've got the lovely Gavin, Bruce, Craig Sawyer, young Craig Sawyer, yeah, I think I did call you that. Emma Adams, thank you so much for watching. Louise, Andy Wilson, we are just, okay, we've caught up with our little messages. Thank you all so much for watching. I don't know if you're watching still, Craig, but yes, you have been here for the last couple of years and also done, the bigger events like Last Paddler Standing, so fair play.
Yeah, absolutely, and of course the Yukon 1000
couldn't be any bigger than that, could it?
It really couldn't. The biggest or the longest paddle race in the world. That's fantastic. Hi Anya, Paul Davids, hello, welcome to the live stream down here on the beach at Paignton, and what a day, frankly.
What a glorious day. I mean, so lucky with the weather. For everybody, actually, I think in the UK over the last few weeks, we've had some cracking weather, haven't we, Simon?
We absolutely have. And
I feel a bit overdressed now in my
well,
snuggly coat.
We'll go through all the seasons, I think, during the course of the day. But Paignton is a fantastic location. Let's have a backdrop of the English Riviera here. And we went for a paddle yesterday morning, didn't we?
We did.
And we did a cheeky little 8k, and the conditions were slightly better than
well
they are.
done.
The conditions were slightly better yesterday than they are today. We've got Carlos just coming through. It would be quite interesting to, at some point soon, just to have an early check-in with the timers.
Yeah, now
just to see what's going on.
Can people follow that timing?
They can indeed. What's My Time is the name of the organisation, so you can go and check out the timings for yourself. I believe they're being updated live. We can go and find out, can't we?
We can, absolutely.
But we'll have a toddle over there shortly and just see whether we can identify anything early about the lap times. But,
and I guess you search for the event, do you, within that website?
Yeah, exactly. SUP 12. It should be up there fairly prominently. And if we just... Rudy Van Haven, go hard, go fair, have fun.
Oh, hello, yeah. Rudy. How are you, my friend? How lovely that you checked in with us today. We've got some sublime conditions here. We've got a little bit of challenge on the water, a bit of movement, a bit of swell coming back off the cliffs on the left-hand side. But we've had some early fallers, they've been swimming, but most of them are coming along here in this transition area with a big smile on their face. You've got some not so smiley faces, and they're the two leading men, aren't they, who are taking this very seriously and are determined to win. So that is Paul Simmons, who is our starboard Tushingham man, and Carlo from Santa Ana, was it?
Yeah,
did you say?
Yep, absolutely.
Yep, so he arrived very late, set off late, and so he's doing pretty well to be quite close to Paul, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Paul obviously has got quite a history in this event already, even in the 3 years. First year he was second to Bruce.
Yep.
And last year he came out top, and he was an exhausted looking man on the victory throne, wasn't he? He really had
he was not
devoted
a well man, really.
Everything, and that's what this race is about. Certainly at those top levels, it's really about going for it, but doing it in a qualified way, in a way that means that you maintain your nutrition. But Paul's obviously got all of the local knowledge now. He lives not far away from where we are here, so he spends quite a lot of time out on the water, not just stand-up paddleboarding. He foils, and he's account manager for Starboard UK as well, so he gets to play on all of the starboard kit that is available. But having come either first or second in the previous two iterations, he obviously understands a lot of the conditions, and I think that probably places him to quite some advantage. But Carlo, he looks like a powerful athlete, built for endurance, very, very quick at the bits that we've seen of him when he's coming into shore. So potentially,
that's going to be a great battle, actually, Simon.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Paul's certainly got the power and the stamina. Carlo, I don't know. We will find out when we start to have a look at these stats coming through.
Absolutely, and it could be that we know historically that Paul will just continue. He will have the odd banana on the run. Carlo has got 15 bananas on his chair ready, so he sounds like he'll be doing the same. They will not be stopping at all, I don't think. There'll be lots of people stopping for a little while, maybe for some lunch. I've just had to tell Lizzie she was going back down the in entrance, and if that happens you don't get a time because it messes up the timing chip. So I spotted her going down the steps, and I just went over and said you need to go down the other steps. So again, what's she lost now? Lizzie, what do you need?
There we go. So we provide all the additional assistance to paddlers, including the provision of a paddle there, which obviously is quite an important part of the equation. Let's head our way down here, and you can see down here the timing mat, which is something that all competitors have to step across in order to register their time on the shore. So when the measurement happens, it happens on the water, and then there's another mat down at the other end here which they step on, and that reactivates their lap. And in the middle they can do what they want here. They can sit here on one of these rather lovely seats and follow their nutritional strategy. Got a number of supporters here, some canine support here, very important, wrapped up nicely in their lovely jacket. Let's have a wander on down here. So Lizzie now has her paddle ready for action. There we go, running into the transition. Tanya.
Well done, Tanya.
So Tanya is third place now, isn't she, overall? I think we've got
Yes.
the two chaps in front. We've got some really strong performers.
Gavin. So Tanya, I think I touched on it earlier. So her workstation, or what I will call her workstation last year, was hanging off one of these metal barriers, and she literally had her bladder packs,
Yeah.
her hydration bladder packs hanging, and each time she went past she would take a sip, so she could see the level of hydration that she was getting. It was a really clever thing. She's not got quite the same setup this time, but she comes in, takes a sip, off she goes every lap.
Yeah.
It's like a metronome.
Absolutely. So this is a battle to a smaller or larger degree on nutrition. And you mentioned about, just straighten there. By the way, if anyone sees the aspect going slightly crooked, then please let me know. Luckily, I've got an inbuilt monitor here who helps me with that. Let me just get that straight. Right, so yeah, we were talking about bananas earlier on, weren't we?
Yes, we were.
Because it is a quite core piece of the nutrition
The food
strategy for
chain
some.
for a paddler and
Indeed,
sports.
and Carlo had 14 bananas, I believe, when he started. Maybe we should check back in and see how those go down during the course of the day. But Paul's got his own method, and he creates his own little nutrition balls, which are a combination of, I think, chocolate and dates and oats and various other things. It's this very secret recipe. He wouldn't go into the precise details of all of that.
No, definitely not. But that sounds like a really good food choice for just giving you that energy.
There we go. Morale is still high, despite that very long swim that he's just had there, right in front of us.
And he will be full of adrenaline. I know that because this is his first race for a very long time.
Yeah.
His first, where he can actually paddle without pain, and I know he's had a good amount of help from Elaine Farquharson.
Yeah.
So let's give Elaine a shout out because she's a physio and she has really helped Dave. I think he wouldn't be in the place he's in now without her help.
No.
So it's great to see him back on the water and really excited and upbeat about what he's doing, and then he's near the front as well.
He's performing very well. We've got a comment on from Lee. So Lee has appeared in the last two iterations. We're sorry that you're not here with us today, Lee, but has agreed with the fact that it's more of an eating and drinking event and singing, if you like, with a bit of paddling for entertainment in the middle. So
yes, so Lee last year is fondly remembered for her singing prowess with another paddler, and I think they just went round, and what a joy, to be able to do that and just embrace the whole event as a fun thing. There are an awful lot of people who do not want to be racing competitively. There are lots of us who do, but there are a lot who don't. They want to be part of an event, they want to be part of the experience, part of the vibe, and we keep mentioning that word, Simon, for this event particularly. You know, there's a vibe and people love it, and Lee is one of those girls who has totally embraced this event. Again, from being a non-racing person, I think that's right, isn't it, Lee? You are not a racer. Well done, Paul. But you know, she's again fully embraced this event and Super Champs and is loving it. So she's having a good time.
And these are her waters. She does paddle down here. She lives down here, and you know, it's great to get involved in this. And as Lee said earlier on, Brendon's contribution to this area, not just from the sort of spectacular nature of him paddling round Britain, which we probably need to talk about. We've got so many things we need to talk about, haven't we?
We do, yeah.
So let's just have a bit of a recap. For those of us who are just joining us, we've got River Ninja Eric Maeda joining us here on the beach, having just completed his second lap. This is SUP 12, 12 hours of SUP goodness. In fact, it's probably 13 hours of SUP goodness,
for
isn't
us
it?
It will be, yes.
For us it will, yes. But you know, these guys are starting some of them starting their third laps now, and you know, for the top performers, you're looking at sort of round about, I guess, late 20s, early 30s.
Laps, absolutely. And each lap is 3.5 kilometres. And here's Eric coming. He's quite the character. So if you follow him on Instagram, he's got one of those slitted paddles. So again, we're going to talk to people. We'll talk to Duncan from Oscar Propulsion. We might talk to him very shortly, actually. But yeah, the board butlers are doing a good job. You've got Mike there from SUP Planet Earth on the left in the bright yellow t-shirt with a red board. That he's getting that ready for Chris McDonald, who is just walking up here. So how's it going, Chris?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah? How's the board?
Yeah, lovely. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Lovely paddle with Oscar Propulsion. Yeah, first time using it, but yeah, I love it. So. Get a bit warm now, but
yeah, well that's Victoria. Yeah, off you go. Being told off.
There we go. Go on, Eric. One more lap.
One more lap, Eric. Good job.
Right.
So let's give a shout out to some sponsors, I think. Well done.
thank you.
We'd like to thank the sponsors because without those, you know, these races wouldn't be able to. Oh, let me come on this side. We'll get it right one day. These events wouldn't actually be able to take place, would they? So, and it's a really hard job for people to get sponsors. I think Brendon paddled, as we say, around the UK, and that was an amazing feat. And he did it, and there's a beautiful film made of it called Circumnavigate.
Yeah.
And it is beautiful. You will need
filmed by Will Redaway. I mean, it is a fantastic watch. So if you do get a chance to see that, please do. You know, provide support to Will and Brendon. You know, he was obviously a man on a mission. Above Water is his water safety charity. He talked a little bit about that earlier on. I think the key factor, and obviously not something that he necessarily wanted to talk about there, was an incident on a beach not far from here where several people lost their lives. Brendon, you know, tried to assist to save them, and you know, unfortunately, you know, it was just the most horrendous experience for him. So he founded Above Water in order to help provide education, mainly to children, because they're a really good sort of delivery means of providing water safety information. So that's the mission, and that's the reason really why we're all here. It's on the back of that incident. It's on the water charity. That was the reason why he went around Great Britain, and that's the reason why he's doing these sorts of events to raise money for Above Water.
Yeah, and also, so that was really leading on to me saying, because of that fact, he he will, if easier is the right word, but he's got, you know, a huge amount of sort of history in paddleboarding and water sports actually in particular, that he will find it maybe a little bit easier to find sponsors in this day and age where it is very, very difficult. So he's got some cracking sponsors behind him, one of which is a Hampton by Hilton hotel chain, and we've been lucky enough to stay at their hotel, having been in Torquay, and they are just brilliant. Really easy to use. I stayed there a couple of weeks ago actually, and I had to download the key onto my phone, which was really clever, so you didn't lose your little key. So they've been really pivotal in supporting him for a very long time. So we'd like to give them a big shout out.
Absolutely, and it's a great hotel. It's right in the centre of Torbay, and you know, exhibition space. So back in Super Champs, we had
someone needs a strepsil. So yeah, back in Super Champs, we were staying there, and there is now a conference centre there called the Boardroom, and that is being taken over by Brendon. Oh, we got a couple of weirdos there. Sarah and Johnny there, who were taking that rest, and it was actually Sarah Marshall as well, part of their team. So the Boardroom is like a conference area, and there's going to be different businesses renting out space within that. We've got that, and that is at the Hampton by Hilton, and all that area is being redeveloped as well on the seafront by the marina, so that looks beautiful now. And then here in Paignton, Simon and I have been lucky enough to stay. Simon is staying at the Red Cliff, which is right on the seafront. Quite old-fashioned. It's actually been bought out and is being renovated, but it has got that lovely, slightly old-fashioned vibe about it. There's a beautiful ballroom and a little stage. It's pretty big, and it's right on the sea. And the bedroom windows open out looking onto the sea and the sunrise and everything, so it's just stunning. And then Anthony and I are staying at the Mercure, which is just back across the grass from the pier here in Paignton, so a 5-minute walk to this venue, so everything is really convenient. And that has had a makeover, and that is new, huge, very modern, got a cracking bar, beautiful outside seating area, very sort of continental. And their sister hotel is the Ibis, so you've got two next to each other. One is a little bit more expensive, one is a little bit cheaper, so it's sort of covered all bases. So, and again, you know, a minute's walk from the sea, across the promenade, across the grass, across the promenade, and go and, you know, walk down the pier to the end. It's just lovely. Hi Samrat, how are you, my lovely? Lovely to see your name on our live feed. Thank you for joining us. So those three hotels, thank you so much for your support. Hampton by Hilton, the Red Cliff and the Mercure chain. We've been blessed to stay in all of them, and they're all brilliant, all very different. So we are watching the paddlers coming here, and the other sponsor I'd like to mention is RestTube. Well done, Sarah, you're off. Good job. Sarah Marshall there from the team, from Barry. She is their paddle number 3, I think, so they must be on lap 3. RestTube, if you haven't looked at them already, check them out. They have sponsored all the boys here and on the water, and you've got your little RestTube pack, which is a personal PFD that can help you in the water. So they are the main safety sponsors here, safety partner. So big up to RestTube, look them out. Hi Emily, that is Emily King. So she is from Wales as well, she's from Swansea, and Emily is paddling here today, and she also is paddling the Devizes to Westminster on Friday. So she said this is like a warm-up for that event. So what other partners can we talk about? Simon is back, he's got some hydration, and he is going to be absolutely fine. He's got his tin of strepsils, I think. So Yak, thank you to Yak as well. They've been ongoing support for Brendon for a very long time, and they do lots of dry suits, PFDs, great company and really supportive. We've mentioned Red quite a lot today, but Red have been great for this event, other events, and obviously sponsoring those Red 6 paddlers who are here today on the water for the first time at an event or a race, and some of them first time on the sea, so that's quite amazing, isn't it? So let's have a look. We've got local drinks companies, so Bayes Brewery and Devon Rum, so thank you. It's always nice to have a shot of rum after an event like this, or before.
Exactly. Medicinal, yeah.
Absolutely.
We met, so Devon Rum came down to the SUP Championships. They were one of the exhibitors, sponsor of Exeter Rugby as well.
Oh no!
Just had a dismount.
So that is Glyn Smith, who is riding a Nisco board. So back in the day we used to have the Nisco One Design Championships, and Glyn is a big part of that, and he loves it so much that he has brought back not the Nisco's Championships. And if you have a look on my Linktree account, which is at the top of my Instagram or Facebook, and click on that, you will see the race calendar for the UK, and on that is the Not the Nisco event. We've brought it back, and I think other boards are available to join in, because obviously not everybody's got a Nisco, but the Nisco events were amazing.
So tell us a bit more about those, because you were involved in that. But the idea was that you got one class of board, and that then equalised the technology, which means it's just a fun paddling experience for everyone, all starting on the same criteria.
Yeah, absolutely. We call it a level playing field. Obviously, if you're a top racer and you've never raced before, it's not a level playing field, but it equals it out, because you've got the same board. You've got Glyn here, who just had a good fall in the water. We didn't get it on camera.
No.
And Paul Simmons running through to go on the lap.
I'll tell you, should we have a wander down, because the music's just stopped for a second, so that gives us an opportunity to go and have a look at the scores. And I think I've already had a little look while I was up there grabbing a bottle of water, and it was really quite interesting in terms of the pace, and it certainly looks like Paul set off like an absolute rocket.
Wow.
So it's going to be really interesting to have a look at his latest lap.
Okay.
Right. Here we go. Just to say that we are supplied. We're contractually supplied with a sofa. It's on all of our riders, isn't it, Sarah?
Look, there's a dog on it.
There's a dog in residence.
Centre stage.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Great stuff. Okay, so. Right, so let's go and have a look at the timing van here. What's my time? And the time is 8:11:46, which by my incredible mathematic ability tells me
they've been going for just over an hour.
Indeed, well done, excellent. This is fantastic. So we've got a QR code here. Scan this for today's results. I'm not sure whether this is going to work if you do scan this from home, but may or may not. Right, let's have a look.
Oh my goodness.
So this is the top of the leaderboards here. We've got Paul Simmons in top place, and just look at those lap times. First one 22:17, second 22:56, 22:38. So he's the only one to have completed 3 laps so far.
Wow, that's amazing. And you've got all those names. So on this list we've got the category that they're in, their number, the total time, the distance they've done as well, and then their lap times, as Simon has said, and you've got them split between male, female and mixed. So the mixed are the teams. That is quite the stat. Do we so the website they look at is What's My Time, and then search for SUP 12 and you'll be able to see pretty live results. I guess every time they step over that in and out mat, it will log their time. It's that quick.
Exactly. So we looked at some of the the mats and how they get on and off the beach, and that's the sort of switch off. You know, obviously when they come off the water, that switch is off that previous lap, and then obviously it clocks back on, which is why Paul has been so quick going through those transition zones. I think the transition zone's actually smaller than last year, so that might mean quicker transitions and quicker laps, but the actual distance is probably likely to be sort of slightly bigger than last year, or certainly bigger than the first year. Let's have a look at the ladies here on the SUP 12. We've got Tanya, no surprise there, and she's lapping 25.56 for the first one, which is incredible, and then 27.59 for the second.
It'd be interesting to see the times and how they settle into a rhythm. So the first lap is always going to be your fastest. I think Brendon used to have a fastest lap competition as well, and then they'll settle down into a rhythm, won't they? They'll find their rhythm, and I guess laps from maybe 4 through will just start to settle, and they'll get that rhythm. They'll get that, because actually what you want is for each lap to be around the same. I
Exactly,
guess.
it's all about consistency. Although there is bragging rights for the fastest lap. Bruce Ironsmith had the fastest lap last year.
So he wanted that, didn't he? He just shot off and just got that fastest lap. So it looks like Paul has got that honour.
Yeah, so far. You want to try and nail that one pretty early doors. Bruce, I know you're watching, and if you've got any comments about how you did it last time, then let us know.
Yes, we'd love to hear that. And the other person who's watching, hello, Julie Smith from Australia. So the transition last year was crazy long. Hello Julie, how are you, my lovely? I think you would quite like to come and do this event, because you like to have a go at anything and you paddle a lot. So we met Julie at Base Up. She was over here last year.
That's it.
To see her family, Julie is English. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And she came over and did the Base Up race, the GB SUP, and did really well. Very strong paddler, and has got a lovely fleet of boards now over in Australia, and got a lovely love story too. So thank you very much for watching. We're going to go, and I think we should go and have a look at the paddlers now.
I think we should.
And then we can talk about some other stuff, because we've got a lot to talk about.
We've got a lot to talk about. So we've talked a bit about Oscar Propulsion and their new technology. We'll be talking to them in a bit more detail later on. We've got Shaw Sports there, and the DJ booth here for the first time. We've got Duncan Holton from Germany, who paddled last year. This year he fulfilled a dream of his, which is paddling down the Rhine, all the way from Lake Constance, which is up in Switzerland on the Swiss border, and he paddled all the way down to Rotterdam. But he wasn't feeling it in terms of paddling this year, so he's still here, which is fantastic. But he's here in the capacity of DJ. And,
yes, we can't wait for that later.
Well, absolutely, and he did a really good job. Just ahead of us broadcasting here, he was laying out some pretty good mixes, some nice tunes to get everyone jumping around.
Yeah, he was.
There was a bit of jumping around going on.
Absolutely, and that's what people need, isn't it? A bit of motivation when they might be feeling a little bit low, and then just get back on the water and go, yep, here we go, another lap. Go the wrong team. Yeah, some of the teams have got some good names, but we've got that little wave there which is causing a few people to fall in the water when they're getting off here, and that tide is going to go out about 75 metres, 50 metres, do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon about 50 metres. So it's a spring tide today, full moon, the highest high tide, lowest low tide. So there's a huge amount of movement. So today really is just the full test of that full tide cycle. And so yeah, people will. I think we'll have less boards on the water towards the end. Duncan, play Men at Work from me, please. Okay, we will pass that one on.
We'll put
Julie.
that in. Put that
Yep.
request in. I haven't put mine in actually. I've got quite an eclectic choice of music. So.
And Julie, just to say that you've left the message you wanted to do it today, but it's torrential, so going to do it Wednesday. You can, and I'm not sure whether you're aware of this, we've got a new prize to be offered to the viewer who stays the longest on the live stream with us and helps us through. I seem to have done something to my throat, which I'm slightly worried about, and I can see someone next to me who's even more worried about that. But so far so good. I've got some water, got some Strepsils. We'll tough it through. But if you can help us,
keep going.
If you can help us by being with us, by commenting, and we may well even supply you with some prizes and a medal, because obviously it's an endurance for you listening to us.
Definitely got to do that. Definitely. So we are going to wander down. I think what we should do. Hi,
There's
well done. How is it going?
Darren Walker.
Oh, you love it.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So this is Darren, and you've done this event before.
Third time, yeah.
Third time,
Yeah.
so that's amazing. What brings you back?
Don't honestly know. Just the challenge, the personal challenge, I guess. It's a unique race. You are just against yourself. This is really difficult for me today. I've done it all on my knees so far.
Okay.
Wailing at the moment. But yeah, you just get to mix around with other people, you know, different abilities, whizzing past you, and enjoy the beautiful view. It's just a little bit beyond what I find comfortable. It's sort of estuary out to the sea, going on the River Foy, down in Cornwall. First time we've seen a new board as well.
What have you got?
Pure 12.6.
Okay.
The V-hull, it's got a slight V-tip. Feels slightly more twisty than most other boards. I'm pretty cool down.
Well, if it's new to you, it will be twisty. So this will, I mean, you'll know that inside out.
I might be able to stand up by then.
I'm sure you will. Well, go and
See
enjoy
you
that.
later.
Thank you. It's lovely, isn't it? Because we have this opportunity. Hello. Yes. Jane, nice to meet you. Jane, Jane has just bought my new Infinity Blackfish dugout. So well done.
Thank you.
Well, you've been looking for that board, haven't you?
I have for quite a long time, yeah. I'm on a Gen R at the moment, but that was my ideal board.
You're on the top of the roof of the fan down there, so you can collect it later.
Thank you very much.
How's it going? You're wet, you've been in?
I've been in a lot. I'm not the best on the sea, so I'm finding this a little bit challenging, but it's a good experience for me to just keep trying to get back up and paddle on the way.
Well, you know what they say. You know about. Well, no, if you're not getting wetter, you're not getting better.
Well, yeah, I've just good practice for the Great Glen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thanks very much. Yeah.
So that's nice, isn't it? I mean, she's soaking wet, but she's just seeing it as a positive and it will make me better. And that's exactly it, isn't it?
Exactly. It's all about the vibes here. All about the vibes. We do have the competitive people who are racing others. We have competition. Against others, against themselves, and the people just enjoying it and just testing their skills and experiencing a new environment.
Definitely. Julie Smith has just said to me, can I smile for 12 hours? Hello, lovely. What do you think the answer to that is, Simon?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
And the
I've
rest.
got that.
Yeah.
I've got that, no problem. Been doing it my whole life. So yeah, definitely no problem. We're going to try and talk to a few people over the next few hours, and we've got some special guests dropping in later this afternoon, haven't we? So we're going to try and tie up with their faces on the screen. That technology is always a little bit flaky, so we hope to pull it off for you this afternoon, but do check back later if you have to go out. Just keep checking, and if you can watch for the whole day, then you will be a recipient of a medal and a prize or two.
Yeah.
Well done.
And of course our enduring gratitude. And yes, absolutely right, we've got some guests joining us. We did it for the first time last year, and it sort of helped us at that sort of 6 hour mark. You know, we obviously love doing this and we get a massive buzz from it, but just having those guests on really helps. So last year we spoke to Greg Wingo, who's the main man at Last Paddler Standing. And
who else do we have? Jordan,
we had Jordan Wiley. So Jordan
Yep.
Wiley was the first man to attempt a paddle round Great Britain, or the mainland of Great Britain, for Brendon Prince, and we were both very, very heavily invested in that.
Totally
in that
invested
journey.
in that man, absolutely, and he would have done it had it not been for COVID,
Yeah.
because he was over halfway, and for a man who'd only paddled for 3 weeks before he took on that challenge, or before he decided to take on that challenge, I just said, you're absolutely mad when I met him, but he would have done it. So that is incredible testament to him as a man and as a person who will put himself out there, and if he says he's going to do something, he's going to do something. And he said he would build a school in
it was in the Horn of Africa, wasn't
That's
it?
right.
It was,
yeah. And he did. He went back and did that very thing. So we're just looking at a message here.
Some of us can't find the live link on your Facebook page. Please, can you publish? Please. Right. Okay.
Okay. So.
Do you want to just take over that, and I'll see whether I can.
So
do
we're
it.
just going to have a little look at a little tech issue. Someone is struggling to find the link on our Facebook page. So here you can see the weather. The sun is out. We've got a bit of cloud today, which we haven't had. We didn't have yesterday or the day before. It's absolutely stunning. But today I think these paddlers might be grateful of a little bit of this, cloud. And yes, thank you, Dawn. That name just wouldn't come to me. It's Djibouti. And Dawn actually went over to Djibouti with Jordan because he does these trips over there so that you can experience the whole thing, help out the school, take out provisions and not provisions but supplies of other things, and it's something that I would love to do, but the timing is always not brilliant for me. So if he could do it a little, a different month, I might be able to come. But yes, Jordan built with help of others and sponsorship and donation from all you lovely people. Oh yeah, I was there when yeah, that was a good evening, Dawn. We had a lovely evening. Introduced Dawn to Jordan, and within an hour she committed to going on that trip. And had the most incredible, life-changing experience, I think, there. So yeah, we've got all the board butlers here. You can see the boards come in, the paddlers come in, they leave their board there, the board butler looks after it, and then they run round the transition, and you can see. We're getting a few messages through about the live link having gone down. So hi Dave, well done. So we're just trying to sort that out now.
Yeah, so I've shared a link to the Facebook. That sounds a bit.
So have you checked? Is it actually working?
It is. It's on there.
Yeah, because I've just had another message. So if you can give us a yes, if you can see us, and is the Facebook working? Is it working? Can you see what we're doing? We've got people watching, so we'd love to know that we are actually live and bringing,
not just talking to ourselves.
Yeah, for the last hour. So if you can do that, that would be amazing.
So Sam, if you could give us a thumbs up or thumbs down, let us know if we're still broadcasting. It appears that we've got 12,000 people.
Yes.
Thanks Sam, brilliant. And you can hear us, okay? Oh yes, well of course, big reminder there. Have we mentioned Karen's birthday? I mean, we mentioned it yesterday, but we should mention it today.
Sing it to her.
Oh,
I'll do it. Karen Greener, you are amazing, and I hope you're watching. If you're not, you're going to have a lovely time. But hey, yep, Joe is watching, thank you. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, darling Karen, you are the most amazing woman in the world. Happy birthday to you. Okay, I can't actually see what that says. Sorry, there's a message just come through. Thank you very much for your messages. We are checking them out, and someone's giving some information.
We're live under Sarah Thorney, not SUPjunkie as advertised. Okay.
Oh, okay. So maybe
Well,
we need to stop and readdress.
Let's reverse. Okay. Well, look,
Okay.
everyone's here. Thank you for finding us wherever we are. What we will probably do tactically anyway is just finish this broadcast just now, and then we will come back on SUPjunkie.uk. So, thank you if you've watched so far. We're an hour and 15 minutes in.
Yep.
And
we'll see you on the other side.
See you on the other side.
Go and follow SUPjunkie.uk on Facebook, and we'll be there in a moment.